Welcome in.
I didn't do my research. I didn't because
It's all over, baby. It's all over.
I don't think I've been this like kind of like
I don't
buzzed.
think he bit my ear.
Hello. Let's journey to the middle.
This journey to the middle.
You'll meet them all again on their long journey to the middle.
I thought it was a baby. I'm like, no, that's a cat.
We'll tell Callie to come and be our special guest.
Yeah, come on, Kelly, chirp.
Oh my God. So Nando. So we all watched Coming to America.
Wow.
Well, did we all really watch it though? Because
So here's what I figured, right? Matt watched it.
yep.
You, and I'll let you say what you said, watched it. And then I took the other approach and didn't.
Like, fuck this.
But I feel like we all came to the same conclusion.
So I think that I have to partially support your opinion that Eddie Murphy sucks dick, because this movie, like, this was a total fucking throwaway movie.
Yeah.
Like, I know Matt, so I'm speaking for Matt because obviously he's not here. He can't record with us tonight. But
Hang on. Hang on, I'm Matt right now.
keep doing that. Like, respond to me like that throughout the whole thing. But yeah, obviously he couldn't record tonight, and but he definitely shared the opinion. And he actually he fully watched the movie, but he still thought it sucked ass.
Yeah.
Well, whereas I started watching the movie with my boyfriend, and I got probably, I don't remember, what did I tell you guys? Maybe 15 or 20 minutes into the damn thing, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And then I woke up at like probably the second best part of the movie when Sexual Chocolate performed again at the very end.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of worth it. Hold that thought for 1 second. Did you, what the fuck? Here. Okay, now piss off, dog. But yeah, so it was, I woke up again at like the perfect scene with Sexual Chocolate. And then that was the end of the movie, basically. So it was great. I didn't miss much. Mike told me that I didn't miss much with coming. Did I say it was Coming to America too? I don't remember. Who cares? Because it's not worth watching.
Don't watch it, everyone.
Yeah, don't watch it. I mean, like, because I kept seeing other friends be like, oh, it's so good. It's really, really good. And I was like, were you high when you watched it though? Because no, I mean, like, I should have taken your approach.
Yeah. I think what happened with a lot of people is maybe they got a little nostalgic with it, because it's been, what, 20 years? Right?
I think it's actually like 30.
So then 30 years of like, oh man, like finally part 2, and I think they went in with that just like, I don't care, I'm gonna love it no matter what, which is fine, because I'm like that with certain movies, my Marvel movies, DC movies, I'm gonna like them, but if they're starting to go subpar, I'll like them only that much.
Totally.
They won't go all the way up to a true 10,
Well, so that's interesting though. Like, I want to hear some more about that. Like, what for you, like with those movies, what is the stipulation between, like, and the reason why I asked that is because Mike and I were just watching a preview for the third Godfather movie. Did you hear how like they redid the ending and like they redid the movie or some shit like that to make it apparently better than the piece of shit that it was?
Yeah. So I haven't heard like what they were gonna do with it, but I knew that there was works to fix it.
Yeah, so look, I've not seen it. I don't have context. All I ever heard was that it was a piece of shit, and so it's out now with whatever was redone to the movie. And so yeah, so like it's on Paramount right now.
Okay. Oh, that's why you got Paramount.
That's not why, actually, because I'm a '90s asshole still at heart, and so I got it for the Real World reunion.
Oh, okay,
For the
okay.
season 1 reunion, yeah. But now we're falling down the rabbit hole and like finding all the other content that's on there. But that's why I'm curious to hear your thoughts on why like certain, it maybe not even just certain movies, but like anything after the initial movie, why it kind of sucks. Because I feel like I fall into that same like line of thought, but especially when it comes to those types of movies, I'm really interested to hear why you feel that way.
Oh yeah. We'll take a Marvel / DC movie because I put them in the same category.
Ah, okay.
It's an action movie with a comic book background, right? So
Okay.
as I'm not a huge comic book reader, I do have some. So I'm gonna know some of the storyline ahead of time.
Sure.
Like I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, Jean Grey eventually becomes the Dark Phoenix. Like I knew that, you know. So like some of that stuff I'm gonna know. So I want them to be at least somewhat true to certain aspects of it. Obviously it's gonna go Hollywood at certain point, whatever. But I am a big fan of like explosions and the fight scenes. That's what I want.
Okay.
So if you've got like I said, we're doing X-Men, right? You got Hugh Jackman, you got whichever Jean Grey, whichever version, the newer version or the older version of it. We need Halle Berry as Storm.
Okay.
Right? Because I think she did a great job. So you keep the central storyline. I think they have Hank McCoy as Beast, and then depending upon which Professor Xavier you want, I'm actually okay with both of them because I think they both did a good job with it.
Okay.
Right? And Magneto. So keeping the integral storyline together is cool, but then I want those fight scenes.
Okay.
If you look at Deadpool,
yes, love that, love those movies.
Yeah, so he was rated R, which was awesome because it works for him, and he breaks the fourth wall, and that's like awesome.
Yes,
but for me, like, oh, I wish they would have given him a little more money for CGI.
Really?
Yeah, because Colossus was just like he just looked like that's not really Colossus, Like I would have rather had a big Russian actor guy turn into a metal, like that would have been for me,
Sure.
Like so for certain movies I have like different context for the grading scale, I guess.
Well, then okay, so are you like a Batman fan? So then that kind of leads me to this question.
I do like him. It's not like screw Batman. Marvel versus DC, for me it doesn't even matter. Like I'm gonna watch both.
Now, okay, I had a feeling that you probably were someone who was like accepting of both, because I know that there's so many people who like are on either side of the fence when it comes to that. Yeah. And I guess that's just why I'm curious to find out. So with Batman, do you prefer a specific Batman, or like is there like, or do you prefer a specific way that like one of the movies was done over the others, or should it stick close to the comic book? Because like you said, yeah. I'm the same way. I'm not a super huge comic book reader. I was always a fan of Wonder Woman since I was a little girl, but that's because I fucking wore the underoos and I had like the whole little the lasso of truth and the cuffs and the and the belt and everything like that. That's like my affiliation with Wonder Woman, and that's why I grew up to love her and to still be into her this day. But I'm not reading the comics.
Right. So for me, looking back at like previous Batmans, I would almost associate them to their Joker.
Okay.
So the top one right now, because Heath Ledger was my favorite Joker thus far, I would have to take Christian Bale's Batman.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And I was hoping that it became darker, because I think DC can do that Marvel can't. Those comics can become darker. Yeah.
Why is that though?
So like there are certain scenes, like Joker actually kills like a Commissioner Gordon's daughter, or not kills her, but he like brutally hurts her, and I think I hate to say this, he rapes her.
Rapes her.
Yeah.
Sure.
So like, you know, he basically as she was Batgirl or Batwoman, you know, he basically takes her out, and then she becomes a different hero.
Oh,
Yeah, like I think she becomes Oracle.
okay.
So, but like, um, he also actually kills one of the Robins, Boy Wonder. Yeah, and so like these are the things where like if they wanted to go dark, they could.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I feel like they can go obviously like you know like I don't condone you know rapings or anything like
Of
that. Yeah.
course.
But I feel like they can just like, hey, she was attacked, and you know, and then it still gets the same conclusion of, you know, her spine was broken or whatever. You know,
Jesus.
yeah. So and then that's why I'm, you know, for me like I did like obviously oh god Nicholas Jack Nicholson's
Oh, his Joker?
yeah.
Yes, I did too. I was going to say that.
Yeah, because like he's more of like the just a happy Joker, I'm gonna fuck with you kind of Joker.
Yes.
You know, but with Heath Ledger, he's just like in your head, fuck with you, Joker. You know.
It's interesting too because it wasn't maybe it was like a year or two after that Batman came out when he passed away, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And I think he really dove into that character.
That's what I was gonna say because I remember hearing that, you know, that was like the speculation that he got so deep into that version of the Joker that like it got into his mind.
Yeah.
And that's why it's interesting to hear kind of how you correlate which version of Batman that you like and it's in not because I think it's fucked up. I just think it's interesting because I do like Jack Nicholson he is one of my favorite representations of the Joker, but so was who was the guy from the show Romero the guy from the sitcom who played the Joker.
Not Joaquin.
Was it called Romero or something?
We have Jared Leto and then Joaquin Phoenix.
Or
is it the before ones?
The guy from the actual like Cesar Romero. That's it. I'm like, who was the actor that played the Joker on like the TV series from like the 50s and 60s and stuff?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cesar Romero. That's my all-time favorite version of the Joker. But like if I had to pick one of the darker versions that I prefer, I do. Matt and I talked about this a while ago too. Like I prefer Heath Ledger.
Yeah, me too.
But also the movie The Joker with Joaquin.
Yeah.
I mean, he embodied that whole thing, but he embodied both sides of it, I think.
Yeah.
Like the comedy and then like the horror film kind of piece of it.
And it makes you think though too, just like because he would never have become Joker if and you kind of feel bad saying, well, society let him down, you know, because he tried to be a good person and you know, go to therapy, take his medication, and they cut him off.
And I think because it's obviously very true to like society, right? Like kind of how that shit works too. And like then it like what it made me think of was back in the day in like the uptown neighborhood of the city where they had that large mental health facility you know, on the north side over there. And then it was like the early 80s when they shut it down. And so all of those people became transients in that neighborhood over there. And so that's why you had like a huge homeless population over there. You know, but it's like, it just brings it back to the whole like mental illness and like how things are lacking for people with mental health issues, period. And, you know, but then it also like, there's that tie too to like Heath Ledger and why didn't anybody notice the signs of his mental health decline too? So it's an interesting conversation to have. I've never thought about it that way before. Interesting.
Matt, what are your thoughts?
Matt has zero fucking opinions on everything. So, I mean, it would just be a smart ass comment.
Well, I think Nando and Dana pretty much summed it up. They, wow, they're so much better than me.
See, we don't even need him to record.
He's gonna be so mad at me.
We don't need him. need his opinions on Coming to America anyway.
We're gonna get a text message. I am not airing this.
Right, exactly. I'm not airing this episode.
What if we tell him like, hey Matt, it was brilliant. No need to listen to it before you put it up.
just put the music on the front of it and put the music on the back of it, the bumpers, and we're good.
Right, we'll let you introduce it and then let us run away.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that. I just started recording. Like I recorded before you even like got on. Like I had it like it looked like you had disconnected and came back on the line, and so I had already had it recording, which it's all good. No big deal.
Well, because I heard you come on, you're like hello, and I'm like yes hello. I'm like it's not working again.
But it is fixed now. I'm so excited.
Italy.
But see, it's gonna be even better though soon, because soon enough we'll be able to like record in person.
Yeah.
Which is gonna make life so much easier, I think. And we'll have to figure out like times for that though too, like days that work for us to weeknights. I mean, I think traditionally for all of us it's gonna be harder to record during the week, but even like Saturday afternoon or something.
Yeah, I mean I'll be coming from work, so it'll be that much closer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll figure it out. That'll be good. Yay. So I keep meaning to ask you, did you ever wind up getting, what was it that I was harassing you about? HBO Max, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
You did.
And like, what did I think Matt said? I'm borrowing someone else's like login ID just to, you know.
Excuse me, how are you liking it though? I mean, I'm in love with it.
Well, so I, like an idiot, forgot that we had it. We got it. I think I watched a couple things on there, and then I'm like, oh, something's on Netflix. So then I went over to Netflix, and I never switched back. Like, damn it. You know what I mean? Like, oh. But with the Snyder Cut for Justice League that came out, I went back to HBO Max, and I'm like, okay, now I've got it. Don't forget that you have it, so I can actually start enjoying the shit on here again.
Yes, don't forget you have it. There's just a lot of good content on there, I think.
Yeah. And I never finished watching. I saw The Sopranos was on there. I never made it to the end, which I know how it ends. You know, I'm going to be angry, but I want to finish.
Now, see, I never watched that show, but of course, like I know how it ends, like everybody else ends. Mike started to like rewatch it again. I don't know, and I don't know how far back into it is, but he's seen it like quite a few times before. What's the appeal with the show? And I legitimately asked because like I never watched it.
So I think, well, for me, I love that the mafia scene and, you know, just, you know, the killing, whatever. How are we going to do this? You know, we got to fucking hide the body. Like, where the fuck are we going to put the body? You know what I mean? And just that whole interaction. And it goes back to, you know, to The Godfather too. Because, like, first movie was awesome. You know?
Oh, shit.
And so, like, you know, it all goes back to, like, you want to see, like, this is the newer age mafia, right?
Okay.
Because it's no longer set, you know, where I guess, you know, the five families will respect each other's territory or what. This is like, you know, fuck you kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they do respect each other, you know, but it's the new age kind of thing. Like that attracted me to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Maybe I will have to give it a fair shake because I like some of the mafia movies. Like I really liked oh God, why can I never remember the one? It was Robert De Niro.
The Departed was one of them.
The Departed was a good one too. That was Jack Nicholson and Leo.
And then where's The Irishman with Robert De Niro, I think?
Is that the one that I'm thinking of? That's the one that I'm thinking of. That is a good movie too. It was a little bit long, but I thought it was a pretty good movie. And then like, what were the ones that I liked? Casino, I thought was another good movie. Was that?
Oh yes.
Was that mafia though? Like, is that also that's considered mafia too, right?
Oh yeah, I consider it. If it's got Joe Pesci in it, it's
that's it. What's the other one with Ray Liotta and Joe Pesci?
I have to think about it. I'm like, usually they'll pop right in.
It's gonna piss me off. I'm totally gonna look it up because Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I was like, I could see the cover of the VHS tape of the VHS tape, by the way, in my fucking head.
Don't feel bad. I could here. VHS tape.
I love it. See, I love it though, dude. I have an entire Rubbermaid bin full of VHS tapes. Like I just do, and I can't get rid of them. So I need to start getting them put onto DVDs. You know, I also
somewhere away where you can look at them.
Yeah, but that's the other thing too. Like I have got a little shelf in the basement downstairs where I have a bunch of them up there, specifically my Wham videos, and like then my movie Suburbia with Giovanni Ribisi, like the 2 copies that I have of that, and I think there's some other shit that I have down there too. But most of them are packed away in a Rubbermaid bin.
I have maybe like 10% out, and then I have to figure out where the rest of my VHS movies are.
Do you have Betamax too?
No.
I don't either, so just making sure.
Yeah. Why don't you have it? You know, I had to draw the line somewhere.
It was too good a technology for the time, you know. I couldn't make that leap. No, so the reason too. So this is fucking hysterical. So there's, I don't know. I don't think you have Apple TV, right? Like you don't have Apple TV.
I have to ask Jacqueline because she might.
Okay.
I think we have it and we just never use it.
Oh my god! Then you need to watch this show. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong has this show. That's like it's like season 2 is already done. It's called Servant, and it's on Apple Plus or whatever the fuck they call it. And it's like it's a really fucked up show, and the premise is like this couple, they have a baby, and then they get this like chick to come in and kind of like be the like the nanny. But then of course shenanigans, right? And then you get into season 2 with more shenanigans, blah, blah, blah. But in this season, there was, and I don't want to give too much away because I think you might actually like the show. It's fucking weird, but it's only like 30 minutes long, and not even. Like it's like 22 minutes long for each episode. So it's very digestible.
Yeah.
Oh damn, that dude's car sounded like somebody was farting right next to me. That was like giantly loud outside of my window. Sorry.
I didn't hear it. I thought there was like a fly in there or something. I'm like, oh, what's happening?
I mean, that's possible too. Like I am going crazy in my age, but there was a fucking scene in this season of Servant where the uncle comes to town and he tells the family, do you have a Betamax player? I need you to get a Betamax player. And I'm like, who the fuck would it have a fucking Betamax player? Who the fuck would have that?
Oh, wait, I have one, guys.
Of course Matt has
Yeah,
one.
oh, come on, man. What the hell?
It's probably his preferred technology too.
Yeah.
Dude. Like he's recording shit off of NBC with like his old Betamax tapes.
He's gonna kill me at work. I know it.
Oh, he'll kill me too when he hears this too. It's fine. I'm good with it.
Well, you know what the best part is? Obviously you've noticed we're super busy since, I started working on Sundays, but I haven't seen Matt since like January either. But January, that's, January last year. That's because they're like, you're staying in your department because my department's one of the busier ones right now.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting people from like that department, and they're like, if you want to show up early, like, we need all the help we can get right now, which is fine. Like, I'm like, hey, I would much rather be busy than be like, shit, what am I going to do?
I was just going to say, like, being busy is a good problem to have for sure. I mean, like, I kind of, like, that's the same for me. Like, I would rather be busy at work, but, like, I don't want to talk shit about my job because I love my job and I love what I do and I'm good at what I do, but, like, I don't get paid overtime. It's just straight salary. So it's like,
oh, man.
Yeah. So, like, that's the bummer about it, right? So it's like when I'm working 60-hour weeks,
and you're getting paid for the 40,
yeah,
salary.
Yeah. So like that's the only like bummer about it. And it's like, but also if we're growing the account, like I know that like that's the other thing too. Like the point is to grow the account and blah blah blah. Moral of the story is though, thankfully we're going to be getting some help in the next month. It's not going to be 100% dedicated resources like to the team, but any help. Any help is appreciated at this
Oh
point.
yeah, I feel the same way. That's why I'm like, man, whenever they're like, hey, can you come in, or are you available? I try to say yes as much as possible, just because I'm like, if we can get through this,
Right.
then it'll help, that department, our department, because eventually, you're all helping each other out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like today, I'm like, man, I just can't do it today, you know.
Ugh.
And then Jacqueline and I were talking. She's like, I think you may be overdoing it. And then you brought it up too. You might be overdoing it.
I think you are, man, because that shit will catch up to you. I mean, it's caught up to me over the last few weeks. Like, and I don't want to see you going through like what I've been going through and not being able to sleep a lot, or like,
Yeah.
It's good that you were able to come home and just crash for a while. That's great.
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I'm like, hey man, I'm not feeling well. And I was almost to that point where I'm like, if I don't leave now, I'm gonna throw up on someone. And like,
Yeah.
it's time to go. Like,
It's not a good look when that happens usually.
Did you just throw? Yeah, lunch.
Are you drooling on yourself or are you vomiting on me? What's happening here? I don't understand. I don't understand either. Just let me fucking go home.
I'm checking in with no one. Goodbye.
No, that's good. I'm glad that you were able to get home and like relax for a while. And then we get to record and you get to have delicious Mexican food when we're done.
No, and I text my personal trainer. I'm like, hey, I'll see you tomorrow.
Nice. That's what I was going to ask you that too.
Yeah.
I was like, I bet you he postponed it, which is exactly what I would have done if I were you.
Well, and I talked to him too, because like I originally already had half a day scheduled to work tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I scheduled like a dentist appointment in like end of January, I think.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, because I'm like, hey, I like to schedule them, because that way I know.
I see what you. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I have it, and I'm like, oh, sweet, I have a half day tomorrow. And so I told him, like, bro, I'm gonna be like 10 minutes away from you.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, well, what time do you want to come in? I'm like, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, whenever you're available. I'm like, I'm just be sleeping in my car if you want. Like, I don't care.
Nice.
He's like, I'll take you in at 4. I'm like, all right, cool.
So tell me about this. So you've got a personal trainer. How did you meet this person, and how long have you been going?
So I actually have 2 personal trainers.
What?
Yeah. So here's what happened. And I'll probably share a picture with you before.
Sure.
Of I wasn't like big, I was toned.
Sure.
So when I met Jacqueline, I was like, I just gotten off of a relationship, and I was like, yeah, here we go, the guns. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna work on myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And I felt like the best way to do that, get back to the gym, actually eat better, stop drinking as much. Not, I wasn't drinking a lot. No. So I signed up at Export with my trainer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, not with this one. He actually was my second trainer, because my original one ended up leaving.
Oh, shit.
Yes, but then I had already bought like all those personal training sessions.
Right.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, well, I have him, and well, he's here, and he's one of the best ones. Screw it, we'll work out together. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, I actually got into a really bad car accident.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What?
So I smashed up my Camaro like pretty bad. So it like with that, it just kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I was kind of like, I can't go out anymore. Like whatever.
Yeah.
My brother actually had to drive me to work a couple times.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty scary for a little bit. But then with all that, like I stopped going to the gym. I started, like it just kind of reverted back to my old habits again.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened. So then like everything got shut down. But then my buddy texted me. He's like, hey man, I've got my gym. Because he ended up leaving my gym too.
Oh no.
Yeah. And he's like, I know it's been a rough couple years, because I think we're 2 years away now from when I had my car accident.
Oh God, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while, maybe even 3 years now if I look at it. I think at least 2 years. So then he's like, let's get you back in the gym. We'll get your mind right again. We'll get you eating right, because that'll help everything out. So I'm like, all right. So I started working out with him again, and then the gym called me and said, hey, you still have like 50 personal training sessions paid for.
Yes.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, So I'm like, hey, you know what? I got them. I'm gonna use them because they're paid for.
Yeah, exactly. 50 of, I mean, and you figure if you're going to that one once a week, that's like a full year.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So I kind of set up the schedule where I'll and I say I've got the guy trainer and the girl trainer. That way I know which one I'm seeing on what day.
There you go.
Yeah. So usually I'll have the girl trainer. It'll be Wednesdays and Fridays.
Okay.
And then the guy trainer, I'll have him on Mondays and then sometimes Fridays or Saturdays.
Good for you, Nando. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Like,
Wow. I'm proud of you, dude. Like that takes a lot of balls to like be able to get back into that. That's awesome.
Well, I figured I got to lose the belly here,
I get it, man. Like I totally understand it. That's hard. That's really awesome though that you're doing that. You should be, I'm sure you're proud of yourself. You should be proud of yourself.
I'm proud. I want to, and here's the problem though. I want to do so much more.
Sure.
That I feel, and this is probably why I've been working myself too much, because it's like you work yourself at work and then you work yourself at home, and then your body doesn't recover.
Yes, because you definitely need at least like a couple days a week.
Yeah.
And not only just the physical, right? But it's like the mental.
Yeah.
On top of it, because you work and you're concentrating on that, and that's what you're doing during the week, and like you're mentally stressed at some at some points and stuff, and like, yeah, you definitely have to have the break in there. I'm jealous though that you're able to go in and do that stuff, because like I still need to claim my gym membership through the hospital. Where I had surgery done last year, because they have like a deal with my bariatric doctor's office, and now you get a free 1-year membership to their like fitness facility, and it's really fucking nice. It's like it's an advocate fitness facility, so it's really, really nice.
Yeah, I've seen one of those because of Jacqueline.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she brought me in, and I was like, man, this is like, it's like good equipment in here. It's nice and clean.
Yes, and they've got a pool at the one that I'll go to in Barrington.
You don't have the bros.
Yes, that's the other thing too. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of blue hairs there. I mean,
Right.
I have blue hair, but like it was on purpose. But like I'm sure that there's a lot of older people. There's people going there for like rehab, from surgery and stuff like that too. So I'm kind of like, I need to get my ass. I have to start doing that for me, because I need that like mental and physical break from work for sure. I'm hoping that it'll like help me establish better like parameters or boundaries is the word I was saying.
Guys, I am not working.
Exactly. I am going to the gym. I am going to go swim, and I'm going to go do this and this and this. Yeah. So good for you though, dude. That's awesome. And like I said, I think that's awesome that you do it a few days a week. Just give yourself a break every once in a while. I'm going to sound like the mom,
right.
Play one on TV. So, but good for you, dude. God damn. Personal trainer. That's like,
I get those guns,
Yeah, man. Gotta go to the gun show again.
Yeah. But like I said, I was pretty happy where I was when I first started working with him. It was probably like 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All the stuff happening, because it was like, we had a bad breakup, and then I'm like, screw it. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like I feel great. I look great. I feel great.
Yeah.
The whole accident thing happened, and I just kind of like spiraled down out of control. But that's the reason, like one of the great Batman lines, he asks him, Bruce, why do we fall down? It's to pick ourselves up, right? So
that's true.
Living our Batman lives.
I love that. I think that's like actually a good way to end the episode with that quote too. I think that's like perfect, and I love that we were able to like talk about other things too, and not just TV and stuff, even though that's totally fun.
Well,
but,
yeah.
It's because, Matt poo-poo. Just kidding, Matt. We love you. I'm kidding. We're going to talk shit because you're not here. So.
I know. And, he did want us to do an episode without him when he was out.
Oh, that's right. He did say that before, too. So this is even better. We'll do it more often, too. We'll just schedule our own times around, and then I'll just publish them on a different,
not tell
site and not tell them, and then just post it still to I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We love you, Matt. I'm just kidding.
Oh, thanks, guys. I miss you.
I love it.
Don't worry. Okay, will kill me.
No, this was good. I'm glad we did this tonight. This was great.
Yeah.
And I think I want you to do the outro. We didn't do an intro. I don't give a fuck about that. But I will let you do the outro.
Oh, sweet. I don't think I've ever done one before.
I don't think you have either. That's why I'm like, this is your turn.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us at Journey to the Middle, Matless style. Today co-hosting
Me, Dana.
and co-hosting Nando for once.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully next time we'll have Matt and the ramifications that come of
Yeah.
them.
I love it. You can find us on the podcast things, the Googles, the Apples. What's the other one? Spotify, I think he said we're on too, right?
Cool playlist on there.
Yeah, he's working on iHeartRadio, I think, or something like that. So that'll be soon too. So yeah, what's the email address again?
Journey to the middle at gmail.com.
Perfect. Thank you. I don't know why I always like forget that, because I always want to put a digit in there somewhere, like, and there's not a digit in there. So thank you.
Oh, of course.
All right, my dear. Well, signing off for this week.
Bye, Dana, and bye people.
We'll see you all soon. Bye.